Yay, company's coming, and I'm still in pajamas and housecoat. And what time is it? Almost noon. Yeah, welcome to my day. So, does this happen to you a lot? Not these, just getting out of bed by noon. But the company's coming over and you're not ready? Fear that happening? People never show up, during that 2 weeks that it's perfectly clean. But every day for the 3 months after when it's not clean, that's when people want to show. So today, we're going to get your shit together and get your house ready for guests. So step 1 for getting ready for visitors is to make sure when they come in the front door, side door, whatever door, that they have space to put all their stuff. So I have all these hangers and hooks, but a lot of people don't want to go in the closet, whether they're visual people. Then you can see in the background that I have all those hooks. And I have a few things there to give them the hint that go ahead and put your stuff there. And that will make a nice transition for when they come in the door, especially if it's wintertime or spring or fall messy time. They have somewhere to put all their coats and their shoes and boots. And it makes having people over, that first step, a whole lot easier. And it's just a happy, hey, how are you doing? Instead of, I don't know where you're gonna put your shit, because, yeah. So getting the garbage away and getting rid of yucky smells goes a long way in getting your house ready for guests and giving it that feeling of being clean, even if maybe it's cluttered. It's just okay. So you might be complaining because you don't have a dishwasher. Well, I didn't have one for years either, but now I do. And I still have dishes that I do by hand. So instead of spending all that time doing my dishes before a company gets here, if it's a short period of time, I can just set them in the sink and then get the water enough to wash my countertops. Because now I've cleaned off the countertops, mostly. There's still a little more to be done over there on that side of the story, but so we're working on it. So wiping off surfaces may or may not get done in the time that you have for your company to visit. But it is always nice to have it a little cleaner, a little nicer. And if you got the dish soap ready to go in the sink, it can make it smell nicer in your house without adding all those chemically perfumes that people like me don't like. And it can make it look like you were just about to do dishes and that you were working on cleaning, so they'll feel like you're doing a good job too. So there will always be things that you left around the house and don't really belong there. So throw them in a box, get them all together, and bring them to the room that they belong in. You don't have to put them away nicely. Your visitors are hopefully not going to be going through everything in your house. You just need things, surfaces clean enough that they can walk safely and that they can get around. Or we'll be sitting in the living room, so I need to declutter the table, sitting areas, and taking the time to put all my pictures up and do all those extra things is just not gonna happen. Then the next thing I'm going to need to do, get the clutter off the floor, because we're going to have to run the vacuum. So that's the next thing. Get rid of all the clutter that shouldn't be in the walkways and be getting the vacuum running. So as our vacuum is running, you will note this is not the time to go through those cupboards and make them all perfect inside. They're clean, but in behind closed doors, it's just a catastrophe. Well, if my visitors are going to look there, they're going to get what they deserve. They're going to see the mess. And that's just the reality, because they only gave me a few days notice or a few minutes notice that they're coming to visit. So I'm not perfect. Behind closed doors, they're going to see what they're going to see. As long as I can get my floors clean enough that they can visit and walk around and not trip over things, and they can have a seat and be comfortable, and we can hang out and visit, that's the priority. So I've also wiped down a few more surfaces. I mean, I'm not going to get the crayon or paint off, but whatever's on there, nail polish, kids, I don't know. But things are getting cleaner, and I've got to get this cleaned off because it's Beanie coming to visit, and she likes to sit right here and look outside. So I'm going to have to get that all cleaned up so she can run up the chair and look outside and see the hello to the world. And I kind of did some replanting and it looks pretty crappy. So we're just going to get that nicely cleaned up a second, because anybody visiting looking out the window is going to go, ooh, even though 99% of the time we don't notice these little things. And as you run around your house frantically trying to clean, you will notice that there are some spots on the floor. And this is not the time to pull out the mop if you have guests coming in 20 minutes. So just spot clean. Just get a rag, put some water on it, get it wet, scrub away those embarrassing little spots, the odd one that drives you bonkers. Yeah, I still gotta sweep this room, but it'll be dry by the time it gets done the other room. And just scrub them up a second. It takes a whole lot off your mind of worrying. We don't have time to do the great deep clean, so just getting rid of the worst spots will make me feel a whole lot better. And the same with your countertops. I mean, if you don't have time to scrub the whole countertop and clean, and you still have dishes there, put a lot of them in the sink, or get a lot of them organized in a pile so that they look half decent. And get the worst of the stains off that are, you know, glaring and obvious. And depending on how much time you have, do that extra little bit of cleaning, or don't. It's not a big deal. I don't have time for that shit. If they're gonna be here in 20 minutes, this girl ain't got time. And neither do you. So this will have to do for today. And it'll be on my to-do list for tomorrow, which means tomorrow is hospital day, so that might mean mopping when they're here, or mopping in the next week. Who knows if it happens, so at least I got rid of the worst of it. And when your visitors are coming, don't forget you gotta put some clothes on and brush your teeth. And maybe your hair. I don't know, it's kind of nice to be clean for them. But depending on how much time you have, it's always nice to get ready for your guests. And did you remember that, you know, sometimes you need drinks or snacks when people visit? That's pretty important. And one nice thing to do before your guests get there is to make sure you get the snow cleaned up so they can walk. It is safe for my visitors to arrive and not slip, trip, and fall.
Get Aunt Tracy for a cookie.
Hi!
Okay, baby.
Hi!
I can do that. I'll pretend to be excited for a cookie. Gotta have the proper bribery, you know. I did a good job, I get my cookie now? Yeah.
You did. You made it all the way.
All the way from Arizona in 5 days. Woo!
Oh, I would love. What happened?
What happened? What happened to the Jeep? What happened to the Jeep? Natasha's calling me. What happened? I think you stepped on her.
Oh, that could happen.
Because the keys are right there, you know. Oh,
No, it wasn't you.